and go ahead and take until 29.
Okay, cool. What's up, guys? It's Alex P. Middleton from the Rod Ryan Show, and I am here with the guys from Badflower. You got an album out today when we're releasing this, and just how does it feel? Like, I know that the whole process going into the album, how does it feel to just be done with it?
Amazing to be done with it. We've been done with it for a while, so that felt good a while ago.
Like, how much time goes into like studio time? I always want, like, I know it varies probably, but how much studio time do you think you guys spent like just in the studio working on this specific album? If you like added it all up.
All of it. So we self-produced this album, so there was no like getting into the studio from these hours to these hours. It was just nonstop. The entire time. I mean, we started writing and working on this before the pandemic, and it was like the main focus of life.
So, okay. Constant. Now I saw that you do have a barn studio. You bought a farm?
Yeah.
Do you own a pair of overalls yet?
Actually, no.
I think you'd look cool in overalls, dude. You could rock that. You could do like the undo one.
I completely agree, and I think it's like it's tragic that I don't own overalls yet.
I feel like they should give you overalls when you buy a farm.
Yeah, I don't even know who they are.
The bank should just hand you overalls.
Yeah. They're like, you got a proof for your loan. Here's your overalls.
Yeah, it just should be complimentary. So you have a studio in a barn. Is there like animals around the barn? Like how many animals do we have on this farm? I'm really interested in this.
Yeah. There's a bunch of horses around, and there are lots of dogs and cats. At the moment, that's it. But hopefully soon we're gonna start rescuing cows and chickens, and that's the plan. That's like the greater plan.
What would you say would like your top 3 farm animals?
They're all cool, but cows probably the top.
Cows.
But now I fell in love with horses. Chickens. Like I fell in love with horses on accident, because we just had there was horses on the property. It was like, so there's people who board their horses on the land that we bought, and we just we kept that business going because we didn't want to put people out, obviously. But I never knew that I was into horses. It was never a thing that I thought about, and then. Yeah, so now it's just like I sleep in the studio barn that I built. There's a futon there that I sleep in. And when I'm like done with something, I leave the barn and I just like walk out to horses running around, and they're just so cool. Yeah, it's awesome.
Is it like a red barn? Does it have the silo thing on the side of it?
It's not red. Well,
I'm sure it was red at one point.
Parts of it are it's not like that classic looking wood barn. They're like like metal roof, metal walls, but yeah, it's like horse stables and hay barns, and that's kind of why we bought the place. Just there was a bunch of different structures around it. Some of them were being used obviously for farm stuff, and others were not. And so I took one of the areas that was just kind of like decommissioned and built it up and turned it into a studio and my bedroom basically.
Now, you did all this during the pandemic. Were you doing it just like strictly to isolate, kind of?
Well, I always had a dream to have a bunch of property and to rescue animals and to be able to make noise in the middle of the night and not have neighbors complain about it. And we just, there was like a knee-jerk reaction we had at some point. Me and the few other people who went into this farm with me. It's not the band members. It's like other Badflower crew people, but not the other band members. We just decided to do it on a whim. We were thinking like, what are we gonna do? Spend all our money on food and just like wait it out? Like we might as well take the little money that we have saved up and get a loan and put a down payment on some land and like start the dream. And so that's what we did.
And you could also like the land now. You could start like a cult if you wanted to.
Yeah, I mean we kind of already have one.
We're solid. Right. Yeah, it's always an option, you know.
Yeah, but nobody in the cult has overalls though. That's the issue.
Yeah, that's the one thing y'all are missing. I feel like I can see y'all rocking out on stage in some overalls.
I knew there was something missing, and I didn't realize what it was until you said overalls. And now, like, I totally agree. And now I know, and I feel complete knowing that this is just this one item I need to purchase is gonna fix everything.
And they're like really like practical, you know. You got a place you can put like your hammer if you're walking around, just slides in right there. You got all kinds of pockets all over the place. It's efficiency at its finest.
Big agree.
So the album, How the World Ends. This is How the World Ends, out today. I loved it. A couple of my favorite songs, Everyone's an Asshole, Fuckboy. I love that a lot. And Fuckboy, I did notice you were I felt like you were throwing some shade at the blue check marks. So I checked you guys' social media. You do have the blue check marks. Does that mean that you are calling yourself a fuckboy in a way?
No.
Not
Not everybody with a blue check mark is a fuckboy. It's only people with blue check marks and overalls. Like that's what makes you a fuckboy.
Okay.
It's gotta be that combination.
That's exactly what it is. That's how you define it. All right, cool. Good to know that. So one of the words you had used, I saw when you were discussing like what the album sounds like, because I love it. It goes through like a whole range of emotions. I love that like you touch on the pandemic, the lockdown and all kinds of stuff like that. It is mentioned in there. It's kind of gonna be like, to me, it seems like it could be like a time capsule going forward. You're gonna be like, there's gonna be music that was written about the lockdown that we're gonna look at and be like, okay, look, that reference to that. And then like in 50 years, people are like, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
But like y'all are gonna have this like this album that you talked about, stuff like that. But you used one of the words to describe it was sassy. I've never really heard sassy to describe like a rock album. Now I know Sasshole is a song on the album, but like what do you mean by sassy when you're describing the album?
I don't know. I think kind of like rude, but in like a tongue-in-cheek sort of slightly charming way.
Okay.
That's what it means to me.
Like that makes sense.
Saying some rude stuff, but like still being likable, At least that's the attempt. Yeah.
That just stuck out to me because you don't typically hear that used when you're like, what'd you think of that? You're like, dude, it slaps, or like, but like sassy is never anything I've used.
It's super sassy. No, that's a word that's very big in my vocabulary. I use a lot. Sassy.
I'm gonna try and incorporate it into mine. It's a cool word.
It's a good word. Yeah.
A word that just like off topic, a word I've been trying to work into mine is ticked off. It just sounds like instead of saying, man, I'm pissed off, like I'm really ticked off at this. It's just like, oh, this guy's professional, but he's also upset right now. Just something to think about if you want to try that.
Yeah.
One of like staying on the topic of rock, one of the biggest kind of stories this week was the MGK and Corey Taylor from Slipknot kind of going back at each other. Are you guys team Corey Taylor, team MGK? What are your thoughts on MGK kind of going rap to rock? Do you even care?
I don't care at all about the beef. Somebody mentioned this the other day. I didn't even see it until yesterday. I looked at it. Yeah, I don't give a shit. I don't care. But I like what MGK did personally. I think it's really cool that he just completely shifted gears. I just like when people have the balls to do something like that. And also like just bringing a younger audience to rock music, I think is good. Like I have no issues with it at all.
Yeah, I wanted to hate MGK so much. Like when he in his rap career, I didn't really like him. I thought he was kind of an asshole, but the whole like rebrand of him, I was like, okay, I think I'm on team MGK now. Like, yeah, I like the way he's kind of handled it all. And you kind of have to be kind of you have to stick out. He stuck out, so he knows who to like go at. He went at Eminem. He kind of got a name for himself a while back ago doing that, and then like Corey Taylor's a pretty big name in rock to go after.
Yeah, no, he's got balls for sure. I respect it. I like it.
What I was hoping for was like that was gonna be my headline grab, that you're like, you know what, fuck MGK, and then I'm like, Badflower says fuck MGK, and then that would like boost the interview. If you want to try that, we'll just practice it.
You could make that the headline anyway and just completely lie.
True. You can get away with a lot these days.
Yeah, you could literally
check anything.
People will only read the headline and they'll never know that it's like just a total lie.
They'll quote tweet it with something angry that they're responding about, how dare them say this about MGK, and you read it. What is your favorite song on the new album? Or are you one of those artists you're like, I like them all, I can't?
No, we do like them all, but my favorite is Only Love.
Okay.
Yeah,
mine is Tethered.
I like Tethered a lot. Only Love is dope. I really like Tethered too. It's just it's such like a wide range of emotions listening to all of it. Like it's a trip. Really a trip. I got a little early sneak peek at the album, loved it a lot. But like Fuckboy really like was the first one I listened to. It just kind of like punches you in the face, and I was into that. And then Everyone's an Asshole. I like all the digital stuff y'all put in there, the voices and everything else. I thought that was cool. But it's a great album. through and through. What do you guys like other than Badflower? Like, I guess you've already put it out. What are y'all listening to right now?
I'm listening to the new Men I Trust album. Way different vibe than what we did. But that's what I'm listening to at the moment. I love it.
I'm really
about you?
getting back into the Fratellis. I love them.
Yeah.
I've just been listening to Badflower, not to brag or anything. But I like the new Lil Nas X album. I don't know if y'all are big Nas X fans, but I thought
I haven't had time to dive in yet, but I love the statement. I love everything about what he's doing.
Yeah, he's pretty. The new album is pretty cool with his. What do you guys do? Like y'all are back out touring again. How different is it other than like, oh, like people get COVID tested, you have to have negative, like you have to do all this stuff. Like for like as the band, like how, like what is the biggest difference in like post COVID
This is gonna be the last one.
touring?
It's a little less of a party, which for me I don't mind because this tour is a lot of work and I want it to be successful and go well. But like, yeah, there's like nobody in our dressing rooms. There's nobody allowed on the bus except for the people who travel on the bus, and like things like that it feels different. It's just less of a party. That's all it is. But the shows feel about the same.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
So that's
I always just wondered from y'all's perspective because we've been
Yeah.
to the shows as fans and stuff, but it's just like
the meet and greets are easier.
Yeah.
But I mean, for us, because like it's a little daunting sometimes when you have like 100 people lined up who, they want to touch, they want to hug, they want to want to, and it sucks to deprive people of that moment. But for us, it's actually really comforting. And instead of doing all that, we just spend more time talking as a group. And I think it's a better experience. It's certainly a better experience for us.
And then for the fans, they'll get that experience when they watch you guys on stage that way, you would think.
Sorry, they don't get what experience? Sorry.
No, for the fans, I'm saying like y'all being closer and all that, like then that'll show on stage, so they'll get that in the experience as well.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
Badflower, new album. This Is How the World Ends, out today when you're listening to this. Thank you guys for your time, and I can't wait to see you guys next time y'all are in town. Get some overalls.
Bring overalls for me.
I'll be 94.5 the Buzz overalls for you guys.
Sounds good.
All right, guys. Thanks.
All right. Later.
Bye.
Thank you, Alex.
Thank you.